إِنَّمَا النَّسِيءُ زِيَادَةٌ فِي الْكُفْرِ. Indeed, the postponing, meaning of restriction within sacred months, is an increase in disbelief. Because the mushrikeen, what they would do is, if they wanted to fight, they would say, you know what? Let's move the month of Muharram. We won't have it this month, we'll make this another month. And when that month will come, we will make that Muharram. Well, we can't change it. It's like saying on Friday, let's pretend it's Monday. Can it be Monday? No. This is foolishness. Allah says this is just increase in disbelief, by which those who have disbelieved are led further astray. They make it lawful one year and unlawful another year, to correspond to the number made unlawful by Allah, and thus make lawful what Allah has made unlawful. Made pleasing to them is the evil of their deeds, and Allah does not guide the disbelieving people. So we have no right to change the law of Allah. O you who have believed, what is the matter with you, that when you are told to go forth in the cause of Allah, you adhere heavily to the earth? The indication is towards the battle of Tabuk, in which, like I mentioned to you, the participation was mandatory. So the believers are being reprimanded over here, that why? Why are you feeling lazy? Why are you clinging to the earth? Why aren't you readily, happily, actively going forth in the way of Allah? Are you satisfied with the life of this world rather than the hereafter? But what is the enjoyment of worldly life compared to the hereafter, except very little? The Prophet ﷺ said, explaining to us how qaleel, how little the worldly life is, its enjoyment is. He said that if one of you should dip his finger in the ocean, and then he should see as to what has stuck to it, meaning how much water has come out on his finger from the ocean. This is what? The water that has come on his finger, that is dunya. And what is the ocean? The hereafter. When you wet your hand, what happens, especially these days? It just takes a few seconds for it to become dry. Isn't it? So quickly it becomes dry. And this is the reality of this life. So quickly it disappears. So quickly its pleasure comes to an end. And over time, what has remained of this dunya is less and less compared to what it was before. The Prophet ﷺ said that Allah has made this entire earth very qaleel, very little. And what has remained from it now is nothing but little. Meaning at the beginning, there was still something. Now, it is very little compared to how much there was before. You know, when you look at the bones of the dinosaurs, you wonder how big they were, how much they ate. What were the sizes of those trees which they ate? Right? What kind of a world was this? Huge, massive, so much. But now what do we see? Everything is small, small, small. And the Prophet ﷺ continued, he said, and what has remained of this world is like tha'ib, water source whose water has been taken, and what remains is just murky water. Have you ever seen that? That in a place, like for example a river, that was full with water. But then what happened? It dried up gradually. And then what is left at the end? Very little water that is also muddy. It's not even clear anymore. So what do we see? In this world also, whatever things there are they in their purest form? No, everything is polluted. From the soil to the air to the water, everything is polluted. So over time we see that the value of this dunya is only diminishing. It's only diminishing. فَمَا مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا فِي الْآخِرَةِ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. So something of this polluted dunya that we do have, the little dunya that we do have, should we not give it so that we can strive in the way of Allah, so that we can have what is kathir? Think about it. Giving up a little bit now, so that we can get more later. You know, like if somebody were to offer you, give me all your own old clothes. All of your old clothes, just give them to me. And take these $10,000. Not 10, 50. And go get what you want. Would you take that offer? You'd say, yeah, take my clothes and take my children's clothes and take my husband's clothes. Take my linens also, take my curtains also, take everything. I'll go buy everything new. Especially with this generous amount. Allah offers us this. You give a little bit of your time, of your energy. Strive a little bit in the way of Allah. And what will you get? Eternity in the hereafter. Endless reward. So don't cling to this dirty, qaleel world. إِلَّا تَنْفِرُوا. If you do not go forth, He will punish you with a painful punishment and will replace you with another people, and you will not harm him at all. And Allah is over all things competent. So if you stay back, who will you deprive? Only yourself. If you do not aid the Prophet, and yes, the Prophet ﷺ is no longer there, but his legacy is still alive. His mission is still alive. His ummah is still there. Then Allah has already aided him when those who disbelieved had driven him out of Makkah as one of two. And this was in the cave during the Hijrah, when Abu Bakr was with him. When they were in the cave of Thawr, and he said to his companion, "La tahzan, inna Allah ma'ana." Do not grieve, indeed Allah is with us. Because Abu Bakr became very worried as the mushrikeen were literally at the mouth of the cave. Allah sent down His tranquility upon him and supported him with angels. You did not see, and made the word of those who disbelieved the lowest, while the word of Allah, that became the highest. And Allah is exalted in might and wise. What do we learn from this? That if we don't strive in the cause of Allah, Allah's deen will not suffer. It will not suffer. It will still carry on. Who will suffer then? We will suffer. Therefore, in